Please remain standing. We will now have the presentation of the colors and the playing of the national anthem. The colors will be presented by the Joint Service Color Guard of the University of Memphis's United States Army, Naval, and Air Force Reserve Officers Training Corps. The national anthem will be sung by baritone J. Daniel Altman. Daniel received his master's degree in vocal performance this morning. Please be seated. I'm David Rudd, the University Provost. I want to welcome you to the fall convocation of the 102nd commencement of the University of Memphis. We're extremely proud of our graduating class. Today, we will award a total of 1,581 degrees from the 11 schools and colleges that comprise the university. During this ceremony, we will recognize 561 graduates in 3 of our colleges and 1 of our schools. Earlier today, we recognized our other graduates in 3 of 4 colleges and 1 of our schools. That brings the total number of degrees awarded at the University of Memphis since 1912 to nearly 156,000. At this time, I would like to introduce some special members of the platform party who will be participating in today's ceremony. Please stand as you are introduced. Dr. Sylverna Ford, Dean of the University Libraries. Ms. Linda Bonin, Vice President for Communications, Public Relations, and Marketing. Ms. Julie Johnson, Vice President for Advancement. Mr. David Zettergren, Vice President for Business and Finance. Dr. Richard Evans, President of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Rosie Phillips Bingham, Vice President for Student Affairs, Ms. Ellen Watson, Chief Information Officer and Vice Provost for Information Technology, Mr. Peter Letsu, Cecil C. Humphrey School of Law Dean, Dr. Dick Irwin, Associate Dean of the University College, Dr. Dick Ranta, Dean of the College of Communication and Fine Arts, Dr. Tom Neenan, Interim Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. It is my pleasure to introduce to you this morning Ricky Kirby, the President of the Student Government Association. Ricky is a junior, majoring in marketing, did a great job this morning, and we look forward to hearing from Ricky again.
Congratulations, graduates. Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, politician, and philanthropist who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the first black South African to hold the office and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of apartheid through tackling institutionalized racism, poverty and inequality, and fostering racial reconciliation. Before being elected president, Mandela served 27 years in prison. An international campaign lobbied for his release, which was granted in 1990 amid escalating civil strife. In his first interview in the United States with Ms. Oprah Winfrey, Oprah asks Mandela, "How does a man spend 27 years in prison, put there by an oppressor, and come out of that experience with not a heart of stone, not a cold heart, but a heart that is willing to forgive and to embrace?" To which Mandela quickly responds, "If I had not been to prison, I would not have been able to achieve the most difficult task in life, and that is changing yourself, an opportunity to sit down and think." Certainly when I think of difficult tasks, changing myself is certainly not the first thing I think of, but when I ponder on it a little bit, the more I realize the wisdom in Mandela's comment. One of the hardest things I have ever had to do is from time to time look at myself in the mirror and make the decision to create some serious changes in my life. We live in a world full of change, and we have to be willing to change and be flexible at all points in our lives. Growth is a form of change, and if we are not constantly changing, then we are not constantly growing. At the point where we are not able to adapt to the world around us and make a difference in the world around us, we become less of an asset and hurt our chances at future opportunities. Graduates, as you go out into the world today, I challenge you to sit down, to think, and to look at yourself every day and be willing to and be strong enough to make changes in your life so that you can achieve and experience things you never thought were possible. Do not become complacent and always strive for greatness. And on your way there, do not give up, do not give in, and never ever listen to people that tell you that you can't or that you are not good enough, and know that you are always a Memphis Tiger, and Memphis Tigers never give up and always give back. Graduates from the Student Government Association and the other 21,000 students hope to be sitting right where you are in the near future. Congratulations.
All right.
Thank you, Ricky. Some great words. We have always enjoyed the presence of members of the Tennessee Board of Regents at our commencement. Today we have the Honorable Gregory M. Duckett with us. He is Senior Vice President of Baptist Memorial Healthcare Corporation, a member of the University of Memphis Board of Visitors, and a 1985 graduate of the Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law. Mr. Duckett brings greetings. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Rudd. It is indeed a pleasure as well as a privilege for me to bring greetings on behalf of my colleagues who are members of the Tennessee Board of Regents, but more importantly, on behalf of the governor of our great state, the Honorable Governor Bill Haslam. As I shared with the group this morning, in addition to the comments that Dr. Rudd has made, I also have the pleasure of serving as the chair of the search committee to identify the next president of this great institution, and I am honored by that opportunity. But I would be remiss if I would not commend and congratulate the excellent role that Brad Martin has done as the interim leader of this institution, and for that we are sincerely appreciative for the role and work that he has done, and please join me in congratulating him as well. Briefly, let me share with you a little some facts about the Tennessee Board of Regents. The Board of Regents is comprised of 46 institutions across our state. The University of Memphis is one of those. We have a combined annual enrollment of over 200,000 students, making our system the sixth largest public institution of higher education in the United States. Here at the University of Memphis, we have an annual enrollment of over 22,000 individuals, and I am extremely proud of the high level of performance, achievement, and accomplishments here at the University of Memphis. As students of this great institution, you have been able to witness and experience the University Center, which includes a 24-hour technology hub, computer lab, spectacular skylit atrium, student involvement zone, and several dining options. The renovation of the U.S. Custom House and Post Office, which is located downtown, and is the new location of our Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law, as well as the establishment of the University of Memphis Lambeth campus. This high level of performance and academic excellence is also evident today in today's graduating class. As the university will honor you as now graduates of the University of Memphis, today you are making your own history by being one of 1,581 graduates in this fall's graduation class from the institution's 11 colleges and schools, with more than 15 bachelor's degrees and more than 50 majors and 70 concentrations, master's degrees in over 55 subjects, and doctoral degrees in 21 disciplines, specialist degrees in education and Juris Doctor. Today's graduates, be proud of your accomplishments, be proud of your university, the University of Memphis, and I want to congratulate you again on your achievements and continued success in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duckett. It is also my distinct pleasure to be able to introduce to you the President of the University of Memphis. Please join me in welcoming President Brad Martin.
Thank you, Provost Rudd, and good afternoon, and what an exciting afternoon it is. My friends, commencements are times of recognition, they're times of celebration, they're times of inspiration, they're times of appreciation, and we're going to enjoy all of that this afternoon. This university exists to teach, to create knowledge, and to serve. That's why we were created more than 100 years ago. That's what we do today. Our commencement speaker is an extraordinary example of that third tenet of service. Senator Mark Norris was first involved in our local government in this community as a member of the County Commission. He has served for 14 years in the Tennessee State Senate. He is the majority leader today, and many of the most significant issues that have positively impacted this community and state have been shepherded by his calm and steady hand. It is very rare that we find these days one who has the competence, the principle, and the temperament to get the right things done for our entire community. Senator Mark Norris represents that standard, and it is a deep personal privilege to present to you today the Majority Leader of the Tennessee State Senate, Senator Mark Norris.
President Martin, Provost Rudd, Regent Duckett, candidates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you for the privilege of speaking to this graduating class today. You candidates are just about the luckiest folks I know. I mean, graduation during the holidays. Come on. I don't know if your diploma will be the biggest gift your family could get, but it's certainly one of the best. And for a speaker to address an occasion like this, nestled as it is between all the holidays, Thanksgiving and Hanukkah and Christmas, with New Year's on the horizon, this is just rich with metaphors fitting the new lives you begin today. Now, it's commonplace for graduation speakers these days to remark that nothing they say will be remembered by any of you, that years hence you won't remember who, let alone what, was said. And I don't like that. But it was true in my case. I graduated from Colorado College in 1977, and were it not for the invitation to speak with you here today, and the wonders of Google, I might add, I would never have remembered that our graduation speaker was someone named Dr. Marshall Robinson, with all due respect, Vice President of Resource and Environmental Affairs at the Ford Foundation, and his topic was, of all things, the ecology of mistakes. It was a real inspiration. I don't remember his speech, and I don't remember him. So, in hopes that you will remember this occasion, if not all the people who speak or the messages conveyed, remember this. It's a wonderful life. And if you don't believe me or don't quite understand, then watch Frank Capra's classic, starring Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed, at least once each time during this special season. The message is that everyone matters, some good, some not, but things would be different if you'd never been born at all. And how different is up to you. What lives have you touched? How has the future already been changed by something you've done or failed to do? What could you do tomorrow that might make such a difference? And far too often, graduation speakers attempt to inspire you with lofty but vague exhortations to get involved. I do want you to get involved wherever you end up, but at the risk of your departing this place without even the vaguest notion of its meaning, I'll tell you a story that perhaps you'll remember. I attribute my involvement in public service to the death of my father, not his dying, but his living and the timing of his death. It was 50 years ago next year. I was an impressionable 8-year-old. We'd just endured the assassination of President Kennedy, the assassination of his assassin, and the funeral. Dad and I watched much of it all on television. The young president who exhorted us to ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country, was gone. And then my dad said, "Watch out, he's going to get shot," as Lee Harvey Oswald was let out of jail. And he did get shot. And then my dad died after an accident on his way to work one morning the following March. At that age, I had a lot to think about and a lot of time to think about it on our small farm in Ohio. Now, my dad flew Liberator bombers in World War II, maybe 25 missions, and that was after he reportedly flew 67 missions for the Royal Canadian Air Force because the U.S. Army Air Corps wouldn't allow him to enlist at first. Dad never spoke to me about it, but in 2002, as a freshman senator, I found the man who was the navigator in my dad's B-24 crew. I wouldn't have found him but for the fact that I'd been elected to the Senate, and an angry constituent from Collierville emailed about an issue one day, and as we exchanged emails, I learned he'd been in my dad's bomb group. Then I learned he'd met my dad. He was the group's historian, and he thought he could find the crew roster and maybe some who were still living. He did. And Don, the navigator, was still living, and I spontaneously phoned him late the same night I got his name. Without hesitation, the minute I introduced myself, he said my dad saved his life, that he was such a good pilot he could have flown a barn door if it had engines on it. He told me how they crashed and were missing in action twice, and how he muscled the bomber softly to earth both times without a single loss of life. Dad was the pilot, but Don was the navigator. Dad saved Don, but where would he have been if Don had charted the wrong course? Think about what they did. I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for them, and you might not be sitting here today either if things had turned out differently in that great conflict. I grew up in a different time. Mine was not to fight a world war for freedom, but I learned at an early age about the importance of exercising the freedom for which they fought. My dad worked for the local YMCA. He helped kids with the soapbox derby in Akron, Ohio. He drove a school bus, and I can still remember riding with him in his Volkswagen following a fire engine so he could join with other volunteers to fight a grass fire. My dad made a difference in his 51 years, and I wanted to be like him. Dad had a framed copy of Rudyard Kipling's poem, If, which hung in his bedroom, and it hangs in my office today. You know, without reciting, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. A local zoning dispute led me to the county administration building and several appearances before the Shelby County Commission in the 1990s. I'd volunteered in Memphis for the Boys and Girls Clubs for more than a decade by then. I'd practiced law in Memphis for 14 years. I'd done pretty well, and I'd done some good too, but I wanted to do more, and 2 elections to the county commission provided the right opportunity. And years later, after election to the state senate, I was in a local Christmas parade. It was a wonderfully typical small town parade, you know, the kind with hay wagons transformed into homemade floats and scout troops and school marching bands and shiny cars filled with local elected officials. It could have been Bedford Falls, but it was Arlington, Tennessee. We had 2 Christmas events in 2 different counties that night, so Chris, my wife, drove our Tahoe, and I just popped up through the sunroof to wave as we proceeded through town, thinking we could make a fast break at the end of the parade and drive straight up to Tipton County. But it was not to be. As the parade drew to a close, and one by one the procession waned, the sheriff's car leading those of us remaining went more and more slowly. And eventually, at the far end of town, there was nothing left of the parade but us and the sheriff. He stopped his car in such a way that we couldn't pass him. We were boxed in. The door opened and out stepped the sheriff in his reflectorized vest, and he turned toward us, signaling for me to roll down my window. I couldn't imagine getting a ticket after a Christmas parade in Arlington for standing up through my sunroof, but I couldn't imagine any other infraction. He smiled and said he didn't expect me to recognize him, but he had been my shadow at work one day years earlier. Just a young teenager living a few blocks from the FedEx Forum over here on East Trigg. A Boys Club student interested in the law when I drew his name. But I learned as we talked in my car on the way to my office, that didn't mean law practice, it meant law enforcement. So rather than spend the day in my law office as I'd planned, I did a course correction, called the Shelby County Sheriff, and we spent the day together touring 201 Poplar. He said that Christmas season at the end of the parade, "I'm here because of you. I wouldn't be in law enforcement if you hadn't spent that day with me years ago." It's a wonderful life. You can change the life of a child in one day. Shadowing, mentoring, one day, one act of kindness can change an entire life. It's hard to believe sometimes, but it's true. If you don't believe me, believe Clarence, the angel in It's a Wonderful Life. He worked to get his wings. He had to earn them by saving a life, and he did. He kept Jimmy Stewart's character, George Bailey, from plunging to an icy end. George Bailey spent his entire life helping other people, and Clarence knew if he jumped into the river first, it would trigger Bailey's natural impulse to jump in and save Clarence rather than take his own life. Call it a leap of faith, but the strategy worked. The distraction kept George from drowning himself and gave Clarence the chance to demonstrate what life would have been like if George Bailey had never been born. It's a wonderful life. Serving as a public official has given me the opportunity to take many leaps of faith, to touch many lives, rarely knowing which particular ones. And earlier this month, I took the oath of office as chairman of something called the Council of State Governments, which gives me a platform nationwide to devote resources to education, workforce development, child poverty, hunger, and criminal justice issues that plague us in all 50 states across the nation. It's a wonderful life indeed, and because of you, it can be even more so. You don't have to fight a war or even be an elected official, although you might someday. You can just be you, but you must be engaged. Bill Cosby tells a story. I'm supposed to figure out if the glass is half full or half empty, he told his grandmother, and without a moment's hesitation, in a split second, his grandmother shrugged and said, "It depends on if you're drinking or you're pouring. Which will you do? Will you drink or will you pour? I hope you will pour. Embrace life as the glass half full and commit each day to fill it to the rim." As I close, remember the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy, it's to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." It's a wonderful life, ladies and gentlemen. Live well. Congratulations to the class of 2013. Thank you very much.
Senator Norris, thank you for what are genuinely memorable remarks, as well as your commitment and service to our community. Thank you. We will now recognize each of our graduates. Their names will be read by Dr. Charles Hall, Associate Professor in English, and Mr. Jacob Allen, Assistant Professor in Musical Theater. At this time, I ask our guests to join us in acknowledging the accomplishments of our graduates. Let me draw your attention to the overhead screen that will allow you to have a close-up view of each candidate with President Martin. The candidates for the doctoral degrees will be presented by Dean Weddle West, and she is also Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Academic Affairs. Dean Weddle West.
President Martin, I present the doctoral candidates for the conferral of the degree. Will all doctoral candidates please rise and remain standing? President Martin, on behalf of the graduate faculty of the university, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon the certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the doctoral degree that you have so seriously earned, and admit to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. And you will receive your hard-earned diploma. Congratulations.
The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Education degree from the College of Education, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean. Delilah Ann Davis is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean, Dr. J. Helen Perkins, Major Professor. Melinda Hill Halleck is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean. Dr. Dwayne M. Gianangelo, Major Professor. Sister Mary Ann Zuberboiler is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership. Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean. Dr. Dwayne M. Gianangelo, Major Professor. Justin T. Lawhead is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership. Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean. Dr. Jeffrey L. Wilson, Major Professor. Sharenda February Irene Moss is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership. Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean. Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. Paul David Watkins is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership. Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean. Dr. Patricia H. Murrell, Major Professor. The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Philosophy degree from the Herff College of Engineering. Dr. Eugene Eckstein, Interim Dean. Andrew Carey Mehdi Asadelahi is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Civil Engineering. Dr. Richard Joseph Swigert, Dean. Dr. Charles V. Camp, Major Professor. Jared O. Cooper is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Biomedical Engineering. Dr. Richard Joseph Swigert, Dean. Dr. Joel Baumgardner, Major Professor. Dr. Warren Haggard, assisting in the hooding. AKM Mahbubur Rahman is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Dr. Richard Joseph Swigert, Dean. Dr. M. Yeason, Major Professor. Dr. Russell Deaton, hooding. The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Philosophy degree from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Moon Moon Hek is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy from the Department of Economics. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Dr. Cyril F. Chang, Major Professor. Saad Siddiqui is receiving his doctorate degree from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics. Rajid Glover, Dean.
At this time, President Martin will confer the graduate degrees. Dr. Marianne Levy, Assistant Dean, School of Public Health, will introduce the candidates for the School of Public Health.
Candidates for the Master of Public Health and Master of Health Administration, please stand and remain standing. President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
School of Public Health Master's candidates, upon the certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the master's degree that you have earned and admit to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. We will get you your diploma. Please be seated.
At this time, President Martin will confer the remaining graduate degrees. Dr. Karen Weddle West, Dean of the Graduate School, will introduce the school's remaining candidates.
Will all the candidates for the specialist and master's degrees please rise and remain standing? Specialist and master's degrees.
Wow.
President Martin, On behalf of the graduate faculty of the university, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all the requirements for your graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree which you have earned, and admit to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Thank you and congratulations.
You can be seated. President Martin, the deans of the colleges and schools of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree will present the undergraduate candidates as printed in the program. As your college is introduced, please rise and remain standing for the conferral of the baccalaureate degree. Dr. Rick Swigert, Dean of the Herff College of Engineering.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the Herff College of Engineering please rise? President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred. You may be seated.
Dr. Ernie Rayco, Associate Dean for the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences please rise? President Martin, on behalf of the Dean and the faculty of the college, I recommend the appropriate degree be conferred. You may be seated.
Dr. Lynn Zahn, Dean of the Loewenberg School of Nursing.
Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Loewenberg School of Nursing please rise and remain standing. President Martin, on behalf of the nursing faculty from the Loewenberg School of Nursing, I recommend appropriate degree be conferred. Please sit it.
Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean of the Fogelman College of Business and Economics.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics please rise? President Martin, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred. You may be seated.
Well, seems that everything is in order. Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please rise? All candidates for a baccalaureate degree. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class of the undergraduate schools and colleges of the University of Memphis, with the approval of the undergraduate faculties of the university, and upon certification by the dean of your college that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree that you have earned, and admit to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. And it is customary that you move your tassel now from the right to the left, signifying this accomplishment. Please be seated.
I don't know. I think the group this morning had a little more energy. Let's give them one more round of applause. Okay, that sounds a little bit more like a graduation. We would like to recognize, I agree, we would like to recognize an undergraduate student who has earned a perfect 4.0 GPA. It's remarkable. We have a single individual in today's graduation that has achieved this. And if Mr. Richard Moore would please stand. Richard, can we get you to stand? Richard is receiving his Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology, and I believe he is taking requests for tutoring. Richard, congratulations. You can be seated. Undergraduates who have distinguished themselves in their academic work by graduating with honors are listed in the program and can be identified by their honor cords. As I identify each honors group, let me ask you to stand. Gold signifies summa cum laude. Would you please stand? Congratulations. You can be seated. Red signifies magna cum laude. Would you please stand? Congratulations. Please be seated. White signifies cum laude. Would you please stand? Congratulations. You can be seated. I hope you recognize how many of our students are graduating with honors. What a hardworking group. Phi Kappa Phi is the University of Memphis's highest all-discipline academic honor society. It represents the top 5% of each college or school on campus. Would all members of Phi Kappa Phi, including the faculty and administration, please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You can be seated. We are pleased to have with us today Ms. Anita Vaughn. Ms. Vaughn is a life member and president of the National Alumni Association Board and CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital for Women. She was named Outstanding Alum of the College of Arts and Sciences in 2005. Ms. Vaughn received both her bachelor's and master's from the University of Memphis. Ms. Vaughn brings remarks on behalf of the Alumni Association. Please please join me in welcoming Ms. Vaughn.
Thank you, Dr. Rudd. Greetings and congratulations, graduates, from the alumni. Let me start over. Congratulations, fellow alumni. That's what you are now. Today is the first day in this new role as an alumni of the University of Memphis. And with that honor comes responsibility. Responsibility to the university and responsibility to each other. You now join the ranks of notable alums such as Fred Thompson, actor and former senator, Bernice Donnell, judge for the Federal District Court, Anthony Penny Hardaway, former NBA player and Memphis philanthropist, Joanna Edwards, author of New York Times bestseller list, and our current interim president, Mr. Brad Martin, who is a former student ambassador and received a distinguished alumni recipient. With this new badge of distinction, you've got the responsibility to speak well of the university and stay connected. Stay connected through your alumni association. The Alumni Association is pleased to present each one of you with a complimentary first-year associate membership. It will be mailed to you with your diploma. You have more than 70 clubs, chapters, and programs based on academics, geography, and special interests which you may join. Because of devoted alumni like yourselves, our great university will become one of the best metropolitan research institutes of the country. Just as every great city deserves a great university, every great university has a great alumni association. You are our future. You are our alumni. You are True Blue, and you are the University of Memphis Alumni Association. Congratulations.
Thank you, Anita. Each college will now proceed to the stage. The graduate students precede the undergraduate students by college or school.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the School of Public Health. Dr. Lisa Klegges, Dean. The following candidates have earned the Master of Public Health. Justin R. Hendricks. Chaitra Subramanya. Mark H. Yancey. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Herff College of Engineering. Dr. Richard Swigard, Dean. Trent Michael Scott, Student Marshal, Herff College of Engineering, is receiving the Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree. Ahmed Abu Hussein. Kennedy Paul Boyer. Lauren Ray Carley. Gangir Hossein. M. Kamal Hossein. Farid Javad Najid. Gregorio Jose Lobo. Karthika Ram Muthkuri. Yushin Chi. Jaredin Walter Steinhaus. Zach Johnson. Elliot James Jolly. Andre Naim Pickett. Tesfanhu M. Wadayu. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering degree. Michael Joseph Schmitz. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering degree. Alexander N. Apperson. James Lewis Merceru. William F. Apperson. Brittany Nicole Carney. Ryan Benjamin Coopwood. Patrick Ryan Foy. Ramses Diane Nimkup Longlack. Daniel Lee Smith. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering degree. Jaron Andrew Crocker. Daniel Stephen DeRitter. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering degree. Dustin B. McMillan. David Nelson Blix. David Lee Campisi. Eric Charles Fessmeyer. Andrew Scott Garth. Marlon C. Herod. Chen E. Shao. Courtney V. Tolbert. Wozeneged Belihu Asemu. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology degree. Richard Moore. Madison Penn. Jeffrey Brian Bennett, Jr. Matthew Michael Matini. Ronald Adolphus Miller II. Timothy H. Parrish. Garrett Dwayne Schaus. Paul Schroyer. Derwin Cobb. Daniel Jeffrey Fendley. Terrence Jermaine Graves. Joseph Bradley Gunn. Cody Lee James. Geraldine Cecilia Rushing. David Russell Stein. Jesse J. Watkins. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering degree. Joseph Wesley Bedwell. Ted Austin Eubank II. Christopher Frederick Hooer, Jr. Jennifer Renee Reeves. Robert H. Shee. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean.
Patricia Colleen Mason, Student Marshal, is receiving the Bachelor of Science in Education degree. The following candidates have earned the Education Specialist degree. Casey Michelle Stanford. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts in Teaching degree. Emily Ann Anderson. Kimberly M. Bodie. Stephen Lawrence Briggs. Christopher Eric Cloyce. Lindsay Rebecca Crutcher. Bernia D. Doughty. Jeffrey Arthur Frent. Alessandra Nika Garza. Colleen McCarthy Gideon. Katie Zoda Hamlin. Sally Self Helms. Jessica Henderson. Michelle Horton. Jordan C. Levesque. Megan Alicia Mitchell. Justin R. Nichols. Jennifer M. Simpson. Alexandria Suzanne Smart. Amber June Stanley. Mary Kilpatrick Tate. Rachel Lee Taylor. Ishane Chanel Vinson. Meredith M. Ware. Daphne Dominique Diane Warren. Shanna Marie Williams. Melody Ann Williams. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree. Stephen Anthony Albers. Caitlin Christine Arnold. Jennifer Sarah Marie Barneau. Zachary Wilder Benjamin. Jesse Wayne Blackstock. Tara W. Brownlee. Christopher Wilson Cobb. Francesca Marie Cole. Robert Zachary DeBerry. Jonathan David Dierks. Jasmine Ree Ellis. Mary Kimmel Fleming. Jessica Galtelli. Wendy Renee Glenn. Miriam de Rodes Gonzalez Guzman. Geraldine Teresa Greer Perkins. Caitlin Nicole Hart. Cara Barbara Hedges. Andre C. Johnson. Kimberly Day Johnson. Christy Lee. La Ruth K. Loftis. Amanda Ray Key Lavette. Corey Jamal McDonald. Tracy C. McGraw. Brock David McWhirter. Deloria Jean Moore. Brinley Moretti. Jessica Morgan Mueller. Lindsay Tedford Mullins. Christy L. Knobman. Lindsay Catherine Peluso. Lindsay Page Pritchard. Sarah Gehring Provence. Jennifer Danielle Rivers. Kimberly E. Ridgway. Jamaica Nicole Sanders. Julia L. Santos. Donald Schenzel. Nina Sharon Sherman. Cheryl R. Sharpie. Whitney Camille Sheffield. Dana Lynn Skelly. Lauren Elizabeth Steele. Xin Yi Tur. Whitney E. Tacker. Bailey Deborah Ulrich. Morgan Mishler Wart. Darren Elise Webb, Laurel A. Wellborn. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Education degree. Iris Adriana Miner, Samantha Dawn Strickland, Kristen Elizabeth Ayers, Lindsay Maureen Benfield, William Tyler Clements, Allie Quinn Dudley, Jacob S. Gaither, Stacy Lee Patterson, Sarah Elizabeth Stewart, Alexa Farrell Svets, Mackenzie Ann Tilson, Rachel Vaughn, Kelsey Carson, Yolanda Nicole Cross, Ashley Elizabeth Fuchs, Aisha Ghani, Casey M. Ginn, Taylor Michelle Hine, Lindsay Ann Kilpatrick, Tiffany Gabreth Latham, Lauren Mary Logan, Kelly Elaine Looney, Awesome Jacob Manus, Lauren Marie McGough, Casey Jo Moore, Jenna Price, Stephanie Ann Rosa, Morgan Jalise Smalls, Tracy Denise Strickland, Dwayne Marquis Swan, Dwan Marquis Swan, Catherine Michelle Thomas, Kristen Alexis Thomas, Eric Gabriel Walker, Lindsay Dawn Alexander, Angel Marie Allen, Daphne Yvonne Askew, Quintonia R. Beckley, Larissa Christine Boats, Danielle Simone Both, Madison Bell Bridger, Erin Catherine Brown, Matthew Joseph Butler, Latonia Dashell Carr Rubin, Shannon Danica Clark, Deborah Denise Coleman, Christine Elizabeth Corbett, Dominica Lynette Cotham, Kristen Denise Cothingham, Erica Denise Collins Crawford, Christiane Davis, Brana Moore Dean, Candice Vanee DeBerry, Christiane Marie Dingeldine, Christopher Blake Fields, John David Fitzgibbon, Travis Pate French, Ebony M. Garman, Paris Chanel Gaithright, Ashley Jibus Flemons, Candice Yvonne Hampton, Cassandra Shari Harvey, Marcus Cameron Heath, Lydia Caitlin Herbert, Jamie Lee Hudson, Casey Johnson Tidwell, Alicia Jones, George Edward Joy, Jennifer Kristen Knowlton, Paige McCall Lewis, Catherine Crooks Livesey, Erica Lee Lucia, Japonica S. Lynch, LaQuisha Rochelle Mason, Brittany Dane McGew, Jessica C. Miller, Levetus Mister, Monterise J. Montgomery, Jonathan Daniel Moore, Xavier Orlando Moore, Kendra Diane Morris, Lucky Patrice Neely, Ashton D. Otis, Christy Nicole Olmsby, Chastity Nicole Piggy, Karen Ashley Perkins, Winter Shunice Perry, Lauren Ashley Pacey, Elizabeth Ann Picken, Lindsay Pratt, Amanda G. Rainey, Jerica Tennis Reed, Amy Marie Richards, Jenna Ann Rollins, Palestine Ali Asafi, Alejandro Rodrigo Antezana Salinas, Leah Marie Scharfetter, Leanne Schlesinger, Danielle A. Simpkin, Kawana L. Strong, Stacy L. Taper, Carly Grace Taylor, India Yvette Towers, Reginald Wayne Travis Jr., Courtney Michelle Vaughn, Jamie Lee Walker, Brittany Sade Welch, Jonathan Andrew Willinger, Kendra Latrace Winfield. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Loewenberg School of Nursing, Dr. Lin Zhang Dean. Kelsey D. Stickelman, Student Marshal, is receiving the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science in Nursing degree. Patricia McRoberts Becker, Yolanda Ranita Berden, Christina Simmons Brown, Erin N. Carner, April Renee Epps Carter, Kimberly Lanice Cole, Jennifer Suzanne Cummings, Johnny Gwynn Davis, Omar Ibrahim El Hamare, Brittany Lachey Forbes, Carlisa D. Franklin, LaShonda Denise Hall, LaTonya Simone Hardy, Bethany Ann Hudgins, Kafila Jaipuri, Virginia Lee King, Tonya Lee Lambert, Vanessa Beatrice Lane, Susanna Lindo, Tara Lakeisha Macklin, Charles Chieson Mason, Tamala P. Mosley, Charday Lachelle Owens, Crystal Lynn Poole, Gretchen Elaine Perkey, Amanda Jo Riley, Amy L. Schreiner, Lisa Ann Smith, Mary Gordon Spangler, Jonice Latrice Thomas. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Sarah Catherine Mills, and Andrew Monasterio, Whitney Elizabeth Baker, Anna Lori Brown, Hannah Joan McMahon, Vance Leland Plumhoff, Ashley Marie Brown, Christina Marie Brown, Juvel Marianne Pimentel Campo, Angela Catherine Hill, Marinda Louise Long, Breanne Christina Mason, Laura Elizabeth Minot, Laura Lee Sing-Sung, Tejaswani Sunkara, Jeremy Blaine Wall, Nathan Yunt, Stephanie Diane Bowen, Vernisha Dersherelle Davis, Nikita Nicole Franklin, Chelsea Danielle Garza, David Giles, Andrea L. Grulich, Shanitra Chanel Harris, China Hope Hayes, Evelyn Marie Hendon, Crystal Ashley Harron, Kevin Blair Jordan, Tiana Perry, Trinity R. Piavuna, Rebecca Ann Sayers, Letitia K. Shell, Megan Junelle Shelton, Latasha Smiley, Samantha Faith Turner, Karen Nisha Danielle Williams, Elizabeth Bailey Zambetti. These are the candidates who have earned a degree in the Fogelman College of Business and Economics. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean.
Charles Felix Henderson, Student Marshal, Fogelman College of Business and Economics, is receiving the Bachelor of Business Administration degree. The following candidates have earned the Executive Master of Business Administration degree. Sachin Budbati, Matthew Tyler Cox, Sandra A. Dowell, Phyllis Annette Fair, Brittany Keaton, Jason Lee, Ride Ronald Lentz, Ravila Moodley, Dion Brown Noisette, Thomas Price Powell III, Christopher Edward Smith, Romulus Ladislao Saila Stoyan, Octavia Johnson Stafford, Annie Thomas, Richard Duncan Williamson. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts degree. Catherine E. Miller. The following candidates have earned the Master of Business Administration degree. Sinitra Shanette Angram, Christopher Michael Armour, Nicholas Deron Brabson, Susan Edwina Cameron, Anka Mioira Enea, Harshita Linga Ramshmanda, James Allen Oaf, Louis Songster Fort, Glenn Hugh Gish III, Joan Elizabeth Hamilton, David Haskins, Richard Lee Helling, Alexander N. Lloyd, Robin Renee Lefo, Vishnu V. Manchala, Jeremy McDaniel, Smruti Nitin, Janaki Ramraju Penmetsa, Amber C. Pettis, Michael Nicholas Rami, Stephen V. Rohn, Louis Howard Salters, Jeremy Michael Smothers, Zachary Paul Thomas, Tyler Jared Wolf, Disha Yadav, Mike Marion Zohil. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree. William Gideon Altig, Christopher I. Amaliani, Jessica Renee Futch, Sudhansh Gampa, Jacqueline Felicia Green, Leslie Nicole Hathcock, Evan Zachary Hinson, Harshita Irkuti, Andres Cervantes Jamie, Stephanie Lee Joslin, Gautam Kadiala, Surividya Kaladindi, Brian Joseph Knack, Marcus Leeks, Shalini Linga, Marcus Carrington Lomax, Niding Huen, Sangamitra Panda, Dahara Kunderp Revel, Kaiji Shen, Sujata Suresh Rao, Timothy Carl Swoboda. Venkat Ganesh Ranushrun. Amy Tang. Robin K. Watson. L. Kevin Watson. Alicia Nicole White. Nicholas A. Zanella. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Business Administration degree. Peter Thomas Heimbuch. Siddhi Kshatriya. Lisa Emily Lyons. Mari S. Slate. Tyler Alexander Spurlock. Tiffany Danielle Strong. Kelsey Lee Volner. Decorian Lanier Williams. Anna Marie R. Bischoff. Alan Michael Blade. Lakidra Moniette Brown. Christine R. Chumley. William Earl Cotton. Brandon M. Craig. Dale C. Going Sr. Parker Harris. Katie Marie Hastings. Julie Page Hill. Nikki L. Houston. Amy Renee Jones. Joy Monica Larkin. Ginny Ling. Brittany Nicole Mowell. Shpati Prapraniku. Ashley N. Pembleton. Alexandra Petroni Vish. Unkur Sharma. Melissa Dawn Staten. David Tibbs. James Brian Weber. Malcolm J. Adams. Nicholas Adams. Janelle C. Argihu. Carrie Lloyd Baird. Allison Blaine. Kevin Michael Clark. Ashley Joy Covington. Shea A. Duran. Vladimir Fox Haight. Edward Earl Hunt. Clinton Whitfield Eisenhower. Krishana E. Jariwala. Michael David Miller. Dana V. Moore. Michael Morgan, Jr. Justin M. Mueller. Stephen Michael Short. Matthew L. Smith. Charles D'Angelo Tolbert. Austin James Vowell. Frank Jason Weber. Imaj Zakaria Aberduan. Timothy Forrest Allen. Megan Aquinette Anthony. Samuel W. Barnes. Mashari Beeson. Caroline Louise Berry. Kevin Allen Bobo. Efren Bolaños. Ross Preston Bradley III. Arnold Davis Breeding, Jr. Rebecca E. Buckley. Leon Quinnell Bussey. Brittany Danae Butler. Quintilius Cornelius Carger. Patrick Ryan Caulfield. Corey Adam Chandler. Nolan Richard Charbonneau. Priscilla P. Chick. Katie Curl. Robert Allen Davis. Alexander Frank Deerdoff. Martin E. Dinstool. Brianna Bernice Dixon. Deidra Sharmera Dockery. Jessica Danielle Dockery. Brett Michael Donahoe. Lucas Allen Drake. Billy Melvin Durham III. Kelsey Ann Eads. Leona Rochelle Edinburgh. Jocelyn T. Cunningham. Janice Marie Easel. Clinton David Finley. Dallas Ray Fox. Joseph Charles Fox. Jennifer Danielle Freeman. Richard Wesley Garrett. Larry Darnielle Gary. Richmond M. George. Melissa Page Goldfuss. Michael Angel Gomez. Hannah Elizabeth Graham. David Anthony Gray. Lakesta Green. Alan P. Hagee. Aaliyah Catherine Hall. Mary Yen He. Chanita S. Holmes. Brent A. Hooks. Keenan Maurice Horde. Tanika Nicole Hudson. Erica Nicole Jackson. Husinatu Jalo. Ashley Camille Jamerson. Ashley L. Jennings. Aaron Chaz Jernigan. Jessica Simone Giles. Jamie Nicole John. George Michael Johnson. Kenya Rihanna Johnson. Terry Johnson. Akia Renee Kadea Jones. Benjamin Bradley Jordan. Rachel Yejen Kang. Joshua David Curley. Hadia Khan. Ricky Lawrence Kimball, Jr. Jason Martin Kirby, Sr. Tyler Duan Lee. Roosevelt R. Lee, Jr. Phyllis Lenhart. Nicholas Austin Leonard. Louisa Charlotte Lingley. Amanda C. Lynch. Aiden Marable. Eric W. Mason. Joseph Scott Matei. Stephen Etheredge Maurer. Thomas Colby Maxwell. Neil Jeffrey McGee. Autumn Rebecca McGee. Larry Allen McKinney. Andrew A. McKnight. Brittany Arlanda Miles. Todd Cohen Mills. Robert Wesley Moffett, Jr. Kara Montag. Vanessa Miles. Tira L. Norris. Amber Nicole Novaris. Brian Aurelis Overstreet. Simon M. Owens. Ishani Kiran Patel. Jordan Ashley Pence. Jessica Perez Robbins. James Patrick Andrew Ray. Suzanne Norman Reese. Brandon M. Ruff. Sharonda M. Sane. Satin Shanae Small. Melissa Chantel Smith. Jackie Faye Smith. Latoya Denise Smith. Kelsey Danielle Sneed. Sandra Denise Snurley Hyman. Hiram E. Sewell V. Jeremy Lynn Stafford. Jennifer Stevens. Jeffrey Weston Stewart II. Wesley Alfred Stovall. Kaylin Elizabeth Strausser. Stacy Sun. Mary Christina Surratt. Asia Swansea. Raisha Therese Tate. Shayna R. Taylor. Karen Kareem Verzi. Angela Denise Walker. Jonathan E. Walls. Terrence Wallace. Matthew William Wassmer. Brianna Janae Wilkerson. Brianna L. Wilson. Monica Renee Wilson. Kim Roth Yee. Emma Ruth Zagel. Adrienne Colette Stewart.
All right, my friends, a couple more things. Those of you who have today received these degrees that have been awarded this distinction, where your extraordinary efforts and hard work is recognized, we all know what a privilege it has been to be associated with the team at the University of Memphis who chose the profession of teaching, who chose to work at the University of Memphis because of their commitment to sharing knowledge and creating knowledge and your success. Graduates, would you join me in showing the faculty and staff of the University of Memphis how much you appreciate their support to you over your time at the university? One more thing. If you are here today because someone that you love, have supported, care about, have invested in, and believe in has graduated, would you please stand? Thank you. We'll soon end the formal program with the singing of the alma mater. When we do so, we ask you to remain in your seats until the procession has gone down this aisle. We wish you the happiest of holidays, the merriest of Christmas. And one more thing, we have to test you before you leave this building. We've got to know how good you are at saying, "Go Tigers." So one last time, we're going to rock the FedEx Forum on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Tiger! Now you're talking. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
We should probably give this to Ellen. Oh, I did? Okay. Ellen.